Hey, beautiful. As you can imagine, I speak to a lot of women all over the world and they're curious about my story. And so I got an email with some questions in it, and I wanted to answer those questions for you. So it was the email that I sent out, it had a wedding picture. I don't remember the topic, but my best friend was in it, walking me down the aisle. Um, yeah, I probably should tell you a little bit about that one. Hold on. Okay, so I'm so glad that I found it for you because you really need to have the context of this to have the questions answered. So it was an email that said, can I share a secret with you?" Um, you can barely hear it, but I walked down the aisle to this song, Somewhere Over the Rainbow. You can watch my wedding video here and hear the song. So then the link was provided. This is my song. This is my song because the way I feel about my husband and the beautiful life and the beautiful relationship that we share together. He is my over the rainbow, metaphorically speaking. That's the song, right? Here's the secret part. Months before a wedding day, I would get into my car alone, drive somewhere, and listen to this song over and over and over again. And I would visualize me walking down the aisle towards my husband, and I would feel into my emotions of finally having my best friend in life. And I would cry tears of joy, of appreciation, of all that I've been through. And now over, hence the meaning of the song. Just like I did when I was leaving my ex husband and moving 3 states away with nothing but a futon couch and an air mattress and the $10,000 that I manifested. I would jump timelines into where I wanted to be. God gave us all free will. And at any given moment, you can choose on where you want your attention to go. You can practice shifting your thoughts and your emotions to feel how you actually want to feel. Use your gifts God gave to you and jump timelines to where you want to be and create the life that you want to wake up in. It's that simple, really. This is how I created a magical life after narcissism. And this is what we are doing in the Life After Narcissism group. Okay, so then I share with you about the group, but here's the questions that I received through emails. In this email that I sent you, I said, "P.S. Um, that's my best friend Gina who walked me down the aisle. I'll share this song with you below so that you can hear the exact song that I listened to. And to this day, I still cry tears of joy when I hear that song." So, what I teach my clients is how to manifest your dream life after narcissism. So, the questions were, I got 4 of them. How did you meet your husband? How did you make money when you left your first husband? Is being a coach the only way you make a living now? And is Gina a childhood friend? All right. So I'm going to go one by one for you to answer these questions for you. So the first one is how did you meet your husband? How I met my husband was, well, let me give you a little backdrop of that. I was dating. I was on not every dating app site, but a lot of them, talking to just douchebag, what I call douchebag type of guys, right? This was before my healing journey or in the very, very beginning. And my 2 friends and I went to downtown Raleigh for Bike Fest. Every year they close off the whole downtown Raleigh, and there's bands there and vendors like tattoo artists and motorcycles and things like that, right? So my 2 friends and I go down there. We go to see a specific, and this is how the universe works. And I want you to really see how the breadcrumbs lead you to where you're meant to be or who you're meant to meet. Everything happens for a reason. So my friend, one of my friends, is seeing the drummer in the band, in one of the bands that was playing in downtown on this weekend. I was there because of my friend. She wanted to go see this band, right? And my other friend was just like going along with whatever we were doing. It was a typical Saturday afternoon. We were drinking, hanging out, and we go see this band specifically because my friend was dating one of the guys, I think the drummer. My not he wasn't my husband then, but my husband now was there um because he knew somebody in the band. I don't think it was the same person. I think it was, yeah, it was definitely two different people. But he was there to see the band. So here I walk up with my two friends. My now husband, who wasn't my husband then, was standing in the street in front of the band. Okay, just picture this. So the band is over here, like to the left. We're walking up, like towards the band on the side of a building because where we parked. And my husband now was already there standing in front of the band and kind of just watching, listening, and looking around, right? Because he was single too. So I walk up, and my friends and I, we get a drink, we sit down, and that's when I noticed him staring at me when I sat down. And he was like giving me the up down look. Here, let me do it. That. And I caught him and looked over at him, and I was like, literally, I was like looking behind me, like, what's he looking at? Here's why. My energy in that time was I it, I was single, and everywhere I went, I was like, oh, am I gonna find the guy? Or every date I went, oh, am I gonna find the guy? Am I gonna find the guy? But I had no expectations with this day. I was just going there really for my friend, for her to see her guy. I had no attachments besides we're going to have a good time today. Right? Makes a huge difference in your energy than an attachment, right? So when he looked over at me, I was like, who's he looking at? Not thinking, you know what I mean? Not thinking to myself, like, maybe he's staring at me, like, I look hot today. So that was that. And then the girls and I went into this bar that we were in front of where the band was in the street to use the bathroom because, we're drinking, so I got to use the bathroom. So we go up. The bathroom was upstairs. So we go upstairs to use the bathroom. We come back downstairs, and who's right there in front of me, being in his masculine energy and leading a conversation, and stops me coming down the stairs and says, you got a boyfriend, or you single, or something like that, right? And with his Boston accent. And so I reacted to his like accent, even though I'm from Miami, but down Miami, we have mostly Latin accents. We barely have any Boston accents. So when I heard his accent, I was like, you talk funny. So that was the start of a relationship. So from there, it was, friends and hanging out. And as they say, the rest is history. So that's how I met my husband. And I share this story with you, yes, to answer your question, but also to show you that you can be on every dating site or trying to do the thing that you want to do, right? I.e., attract somebody, be in a relationship. But the universe is always going to bring to you exactly what you're looking for. And the reason why I share that with you is because I wrote a letter to the universe in that year that I met my husband, or the year before, I don't remember. But I was pretty clear on what I wanted. And that's what I teach my clients, is how to manifest the life that you absolutely love. Whether that's being happily divorced and winning and getting everything that you want out of the divorce, or if that means moving on from the divorce and getting into a fabulous relationship, like your forever relationship. Whatever life thing it is for you, that's what I show my clients of how to manifest. So that's how I met my husband. So the next question is, or the next question that I received is, how did you make money when you left your first husband? I love telling the story. I tell it all the time. If you follow me on YouTube and TikTok, like I tell this story all the time. I tell it in emails, I tell it on social media, I tell it all the time because it's such an amazing story. How I made that money is I literally manifested it. I didn't have a job when I was in Florida in my old life, married to my ex-husband. I didn't have I don't have a rich family. Like I didn't have anybody to help me with this money. I only manifested it. That's how it happened. I manifested it. So how that happened was, once I made the decision that I'm leaving, I'm out of here, that was when um I'm sitting down. Like it's weird right now because I'm sitting down, have my foot up. I broke my foot. I think I did. Um 2 days after Christmas. Anyway, that's why you see my head like this, if you're wondering. Okay. So how I manifested the money. I manifested the money. Okay, so keep in mind, I didn't have a job. I was running my ex's business. The only money that I could get my hands on was through my ex's business because I get emails all the time from women who are saying, "Oh, but I don't have this or I don't have that or he's doing this to me, he's doing that to me." And like I don't know any other way to say it to you or to women like you other than it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what outside circumstances are happening. And I get it because I didn't have a job. My ex-husband was controlling all my money. And still, I manifested $10,000 to the penny, literally to the penny. So what happened was is once I made the decision to leave, I started to put the action things in place. Like I made a date. We're leaving on this date. That's it. This is the date. Okay, so now, and this is how you can manifest anything, right? Anything. This is how I did my wedding. This is how anything. You start with the end point. You start with the end point. Okay, so like if you're divorcing a narcissist, it's the day of the divorce. How do you feel? You start at the end point. So for me, the end point was the moving day, the day I'm out of here onto my new life. Okay, so I made a decision, made the date, and then started working back from the date. So when I made the date to move on this date, then what's the next thing that I need to move? Right? I need a moving truck. I need money. I need to get all this stuff in order, right? I need to sell off some crap because I'm not taking all of this stuff to North Carolina. So that's what I started to do, right? To make money and get rid of stuff was a match. So I had garage sales every week because I started to have money come in to me. Remember, I didn't have a job and the only funds I could get my hands on were through my ex's business. So I sold everything. I sold everything. I sold his stuff too. Yeah, because when you're in survival mode and you're leaving an abusive relationship, you're leaving the abuser, you have to do what you have to do. You just do. So I did what I had to do. And some of it was, some might say, unethical or illegal. Do you see regret? Do you see regret in my eyes? Is there regret there? I don't think so. There's no regret, no shame, no guilt. No, 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 no. I did what I had to do to get out of the situation I was in. I didn't feel bad for anybody. Sometimes I get women who are like, I feel bad. And I'm like, why do you feel bad? This person abuses you. Why do you feel bad for somebody who abuses you? Don't feel bad. Girl, do what you got to do. You have to for you and your kids. So that's what I did. Um, so I had a set amount in my head. I was like, okay, what do I need to like not only move 3 states away, like I'm including the moving truck and like just everything that goes in with moving, right? The gas and blah blah blah. And then I thought to myself, and then once I get there, like I need a little bit of time to find a job because this was 2011. This was, you know, like we had internet back then, but it just you just like I don't know. I waited to come here to get a job. So I thought, okay, so I need a little bit of time to have all the bills paid while I'm looking for a job. So for me, that was 3 months. I give myself 90 days. That was my cap. 90 days. The universe loves deadlines. The universe loves details. Give what you're manifesting all of these details. So that's 3 months of bills paid, gas, like food, all the things. So for me, it was $10,000. $10,000 was a pretty good amount. Um, Hold on, I'm taking off my ice. Broke my foot, supposedly. I don't know. But anyway, it's getting better. $10,000. $10,000. So I had garage sales. I sold everything. I sold stuff that meant nothing to me, but somebody else would buy. And then at the end, when I like just sold and sold and sold and sold and sold, I donated the rest because I was leaving, right? Don't have time for this. Just donate the rest. That was part of how I made the money. Yes, I took money from my then husband that I felt like got to do what I got to do. And yeah, so those are some of the ways of how I manifested the money. And the day of our moving date, the day when I went to go pick up the moving truck from Home Depot and I went to go swipe my debit card, I had exactly to the penny, down to the 000, $10,000 in this my whatever account I had it in, separate account. $10,000 to the penny. Also, what I did was I uh, for the bank that my then husband was using, um, they had like a special going on where every time you swiped your card, you earned points. And with those points, you could go, I'm thinking back, you could go shopping. You could use your points as money to go shopping at these places. So what you did was you took your points and you kind of turned them in for like a gift card for $100, $20, whatever it was. So on this screen with all these stores, I was like, oh, instead of me spending money on furniture or whatever I needed, I would get a gift card from that place, like Bed Bath and Beyond or Home Depot or wherever. I would get a gift card. And then these gift cards would get mailed to me because this is 2011, would get mailed to me. And then that was part of my stash of the $10,000, not the cash. This was besides the cash. The $10,000 was cash. So I had that, which saved me money. I didn't have to actually spend that $10,000 on going to, IKEA or Bed Bath and Beyond or wherever that I could get this stuff, right? Pots and pans or whatever. So I had all of that. Um, and then, like I said, $10,000 when I did the debit card and came here to North Carolina. Also, everything went smoothly. Everything was great. It was just amazing. We turned it into a 2-day trip, my daughter and I, because it's like 12-hour total drive. So we stopped at 6 hours, I think in Georgia. So that's how I manifested the $10,000. If you have any questions about that, and same thing with how I met my husband, you can drop the questions down below and I'll be more than happy to answer those questions for you. Okay. Does that feel complete? Okay, question number 3 is being a coach the only way that you make a living now? Yes. This is what I do. This is my life's purpose, my life's journey, and it is such a journey. I Yes, I did work full time back in 2016. That's a whole story. That really is what catapulted me to focus on my business because the I would never work a job. This is my own opinion. Not saying anything about anybody. You do you. You do what's best for you. Me personally, I'd never work a job ever. I'll never work a job ever again. I will always be an entrepreneur. I will always make money and make a living this way. Um, because jobs screw you over. So, how this all began was in 2016, I was working my business and my job and or had a job, and they gave me an ultimatum and basically said you have to sign this contract that says you're basically it said you're going to work more and get paid less. And I was like, no, especially because I had built up their contracts. I did medical sales, and my three main accounts, my three only accounts were Big Duke, Duke Raleigh, and Duke uh, Durham. Three Duke hospitals here in Durham, North Carolina. So I had built up their accounts. I had relationships with these case managers, and so they were trying to say, okay, you're gonna. It was like it was a bunch of crap. Um, but basically that's what it said. And I said, no, 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 no. We can negotiate this contract. We can talk about this contract. We can edit this contract, but I'm not signing this contract. And so my office manager was like, well, if you don't sign the contract, they're going to fire you. And I said, so they're not willing for a negotiation? No, if you don't sign this contract, that's it. So I'm looking at I have a call. 40 minutes, 45 minutes. So I said, no, I'm not signing this contract the way it is. So basically, I got fired, right? That was the choice that I made, not signing the contract. And the reason why I didn't sign that contract was the number one reason why was I had had enough coaching done on me to know that if I sign this contract, I'm giving a message to the universe that's saying, I am willing, cognitively willing, knowingly agreeing to work more and get paid less. And I knew at that time in 2016 that would have been detrimental to my life and my relationship with money because I was already healing my relationship with money. Right? So I didn't sign it. I said, no, I will not sign it. So they fired me. So that was my journey. And my husband now, this was before we were married because it was 2016. He said, you just work your business, babe. Just work your business. I will take care of the bills. Don't worry about it. And I was like, really? But I still had like my credit cards, I still had like stuff like that. So what I did was I babysat, dog walked, scrubbed toilets, um, babysat little hellion children, which it's not their fault, they're parents, but I'm just saying I did things like that. I was on nanny.com. I don't know. I was just on like different, I think I was even on Craigslist to like babysit kids. This woman trusted me with her kid. Thank God it was me. Anyway, I did things like that to funnel money into my business and into my world so that I could, you know, have what I needed to pay my bills and work my business, right? Without a 40-hour week. So that is the answer to, is being a coach the only way that you make a living now? Yes, I'm a coach and a speaker and an author. But yes, that is the only way that I make money. Okay, the last question is Gina a childhood friend? Which is the picture that was in the email. And I'm sharing the screen with you to show you the picture. So this is the picture of, this is Gina and me. And this was my wedding day. She was walking me down the aisle. And this was at North Topsail Beach, North Carolina. It's my client right there, Michelle. She's doing a Facebook Live. Well, she was my client at the time. We're friends now. And yeah, so this is the picture where this question came from. Okay, so yes, she's a childhood friend. We've been friends since we were 11. We met in sixth grade. We were in sixth grade together. We sat, one before the other, and a conversation was, you know, struck, and we've been best friends ever since. Close to her family. She's been there through all of it. Well, yeah, we have a story because my ex was, you know how it is, very controlling, very toxic, and of course didn't like her, and kept us away from each other for a period of time. And then my sister, one of my sisters, who's extremely toxic, um, she did too. So there was some periods in our lives where we were not in communication with each other, my best friend and I. But ever since I moved here to North Carolina since 11 the first time, we've been yeah, she's been with me through this whole thing. She's seen me go from the breakup to the dating to manifesting my husband to getting married, walking me down the aisle like you just saw in that picture, to living this amazing life, seeing my business grow, seeing how, just all the things. So, yes, she is my childhood friend. We've been friends since sixth grade. So, what is that, like 11? I think we've been friends since we were 11. All right, my loves, that concludes the answering your questions about my life. I hope this was entertaining for you because that's how I see my life, is like entertaining, and I find it beautiful that you want to know more about me. I'm still getting used to sharing my life in this way with people. Like I do it in emails and stuff, but it's always a pleasure to see you pop in my emails and ask me questions like this. So I hope this was helpful. And I love you so much. And if there's anything that I can support you with, please let me know. Comment below, message me. And if you like this video, I will share more of these types of videos. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.